everyone, and welcome to part 3 of the Sonic Genesis miniseries. Despite the cover you're seeing now, we're actually heading into the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 adaptation. After sending Eggman running last time, Sonic and his new friends aren't done yet. There's still the threat of the earthquakes, Eggman and his glorious new battle station, and the fact they know some things they shouldn't have. We begin with Sonic meeting with his buddy Tails in Emerald Hill Zone. He introduces him to the Sally Trio, as I will call them from now on. Tails and Boomer really hit it off as they look over the tornado. Sally tells Sonic some looming news. She learned Eggman did indeed survive their last confrontation, and that he has plants that are operational. Oh yeah, and there's still the earthquakes. Sonic wants to take the fight directly to Eggman, but Sally wants to dismantle his infrastructures. Sonic goes along with Sally's idea, for now. And Tails is coming along because Sonic 2 adaption. Meanwhile, on the orbiting Death Egg, Eggman says they're ready to move on to Phase 2 of his plan. Only, he can vaguely recall Phase 1, which by the way is reshape the planet using the Genesis Wave. The process drained the energy reserves, but Snively points out that they no longer need the plants and factories to refuel the Death Egg. Somehow, they got all 7 Chaos Emeralds and they're currently recharging the station. Yeah, that's oddly convenient. It'll take a while to charge to get Phase 2 rolling, which is roboticize the planet in one go. Eggman takes the time to work on the chaos factor that is Sonic the Hedgehog. Snively makes a couple of other observations. There's been some dimensional disturbances that have caused heavy seismic activity. Eggman's not concerned about that. The second is Sonic and his friends are mucking about in their facilities, but there will be some nasty surprises waiting for them, which brings us to Chemical Plant Zone. As they explore, Sonic and Tails decide to have a fun race, with Sonic using the pipes. You know, despite the padding, I actually kinda like this. It shows these two guys being best buddies and having fun, despite their limited page time together. Eventually, they both reach the same area, with the Sally Trio shortly arriving on an elevator. They reach those yellow platforms when another earthquake hits. Afterwards, the room seals itself up, and the purplish Megamuck starts rising. Tails starts lifting people out while Sonic makes an opening at the top. The Hedgehog, of course, carries Sally out of there. Yeah. Anyway, this latest incident has Sonic wanting to go straight to Eggman, but Sally still wants to shut down his bases. She doesn't want to rush into things lest someone gets hurt. And what a time for Sonic to have a memory flash. It's at this point that Sonic says goodbye to the Sally Trio as he heads off to face Eggman. Tails, of course, follows. The Sally Trio shut down Chemical Plant and move on to Oil Ocean. They are regretting letting Sonic take off like that. Another earthquake reminds them that they still have a job to do and head off to shut down the facility, all while being watched by an Adquist badnik. Sonic and Tails fly over Metropolis Zone. Tails wishes they had some backup for this operation, but Sonic says he's got this. The Hedgehog leaps off the plane, runs down the side of a building, and keeps moving on the ground, ending Part 3. Well, it seems the fast forward button's suddenly been pressed. It feels like someone wants this miniseries to end so we can go back to the main story. The biggest evidence for this is the omission of a number of Sonic 2 levels. If you thought Spring Yard being left out was bad, the levels gone from this adaptation, between Emerald Hill and Metropolis Zone, include Aquatic Ruin, Casino Night, Hilltop, and Mystic Cave. Though, from a narrative point of view, what would be the point of showing our group going through some pinball traps trying to reach Eggman's power facilities? Which brings me to my next evidence for the rushed pace. Eggman suddenly has all 7 Chaos Emeralds on the Death Egg and he's using them to fuel it. Contrived? Oh, definitely. Because before Eggman used the Genesis Wave, 2 emeralds were still in another dimension. Long story. Even with the wave placing all of them on the alternate planet, it was convenient Eggman tracked all of them down. Well, given the methods of getting the Chaos Emeralds in the game, I don't blame the powers that be for skipping that detail. Plus, they have to be present for the final confrontation next time. Oh yeah, there's that plot to roboticize the entire planet. So based on fractured memories, Eggman's plan is to rewrite the world and turn everyone into robots. Long story short, in the old continuity, an alien turned most of the roboticized Mobians back to normal and gave them immunity to further robotization. I'll discuss more about it at a later time. On the hero's side of things, I do like that Sonic and Sally have a disagreement on how to deal with Eggman. Sonic's all for the take the head down and the body would fall approach, while Sally wants to do the old attack the limbs to weaken it approach. Ultimately, Sonic made the right call because the plants are now superfluous because, again, Chaos Emeralds. To be fair, the heroes don't know this. Plus, we get to see at least a few Sonic 2 locations. Besides, Sonic and Tails only left after he had a vision of Sally getting gunned down. If some people thought the duo leaving to fight Eggman was rude, it sorta fits Sonic's character, wanting to get things done quickly. Plus, think of it as an in-universe explanation for the level select code. So Eggman is responsible for the earthquakes. No surprise there. It's all because he wanted to change reality, and it seems reality wants to snap back. It's only going to get worse. Tracy Yardley fully takes over all penciling duties, and he does a good job keeping the details of the previous parts. Spaz's cover homage this time is Sonic the Hedgehog 3, obviously. Those eyes right there, since there's no Knuckles in this story, whose are they? From what I've read, they belong to Sally. I'm giving this a 6. As I stated earlier, the story is rushing towards its conclusion. Though I admit, the characters did spend some time in the game locations that were featured in this issue. But the art more than makes up for this pacing. From this point forward, the Sally Trio plot and Oil Ocean will serve as padding because, spoilers, they don't involve themselves in the final fight, as it should be. I'll talk more about this when I take a look at the Sonic Genesis finale. Until then, have a good day and be safe. You know that whole Sonic and Tails race and chemical plant? It's more than likely an homage to the AI-controlled Tails catching up to Sonic in the games.